Hi guys, this is Jeff at the Glorious Uncertainty and the end of April. That went very, very quick, didn't it? The end of April. So how did we do? We did all right, really. We did all right. Now, I'm just going to show you this channel account from the start. Don't forget, this is a yardstick. We have to get somewhere near this. I have to use something as a guide for us, and this is what we use. If you get better than this, whew, amazing, good. Right, so we started in December. We proved a profit of 120.74 points. January, we lost 2.7 points. In February, we lost 13 points. Then in March, picked up 89 points plus profit. And then April, last day today, 96.90 points. That means to date, everyone proved. Yeah, everyone proved. We've staked, the channel has staked 778.50 points. It has returned 1,068.44 points. That is a profit of 289.94 points, which is 37.24 points profit on turnover. 37.24% profit on turnover. That's the yardstick. That's what we have to get somewhere near. All that has been proved, all proved to you guys, and all in video evidence. If you want to go through them all, feel free. But that's where we are at, and I've got people out there, subscribers, who verify this or correct me. But they do it, I do it, you do it. No lies, none of that. Right, now, in April. So in April, we made 96.90 points, which is very good. If you got anywhere near that, like I say, brilliant. But let's deal with the shady side of April. The April foolery bit. Now, there was a fact about April, and it was halfway between week 2 and week 3 where there was a losing run. And it started with a horse called Mumcat, and it ended with the Dream Composer. Now, that took out of us 45 points. And the reason I'm telling you this is because if there are new people coming into this, and you see those shiny numbers, it's not always like that. You've got to work at it. You know, part and parcel of winning is the losing, okay? And so 45 points were taken out of us in the middle of April, but it turned around. You see, the losing run ended, it turned around, everything was great. But this is why you need the bank. This is why, because it keeps your head free. That money is nothing to do with anything else. It's disposable income. That's it. Disposable income. So let's just have a look at this bit here. So yeah, those are the facts in April. Mumcat's the Dream Composer, 45 points. Losing run is part and parcel of winning, is losing. But you have to have that bank in place to ensure that you can stand those losing runs. You have to do that. It's imperative, otherwise just don't do it. Just don't even start it, because it won't happen. Right, so May, moving forward into May, we've got a bank, whatever your bank is, I don't know what it is, and the reason I'm doing this is because there are quite a few new subscribers, and you have to be aware of the facts. What you need to set off in this project with us, you need to be kitted out. That's what you need to do. So you have a bank, whatever that is, then you divide it by 400, and then that gives you 1 point. So if your bank was £400, then divide by 400, obviously £1 per point. 40 quid divided by 400 is 10p per point. Everything is relative. Everything is relative. Don't look at it and go, oh, well, if I have a £400 point, I'd have made £96.90. That's true. You'd probably made about 60 or 70, truth be known, because you wouldn't have got all those prices. But you would, yes, you would have made 60 or 70 quid. Right. But in the middle of that, you had a £45 losing run. How would that make you feel? Really ask yourself that. Ask yourself. Because this is the reality. So everything is relative. If you've got £400 bank, that's 45 quid. You're in the middle of that. Now, if you've got a £4 bank, it's 450 quid. It's a lot of money. A lot of money. And you need a lot of metal to stick with it. Stick with it. But you've got to question whether your head can handle that. How's your head? How is it? How is it? Can you handle that? It's all right with the winners. Concentrate on the losers and how you feel about that. But you have to have that bank in place. Have to have that bank in place before you pursue. Now, which brings us on to the next point, which is May, tomorrow. I'm looking at a big handicap in that. I wouldn't mind a crack in that one. The one at Bath, I think it is. So that's going to be our race. One of the races, I think, tomorrow. So what I will do is, once you've established your bank, so whoever's out there, and you've made whatever you've made in profit you've made in April, half of that, take that out. Go and spend it on sweets or whatever, anything, right? The other half remains in your pot and it remains part of your working capital. Okay, so you divide that working capital up by how many races I think it's going to be. But what I've done all that for you basically. So tomorrow I'm going to let you know how many races I think we're going to be working in. It's probably going to be about 40, and so we're going to be around 5 or 6 points, I think. Not 5.5, sorry, it's going to be more like 6 points per race as we advance. And that's what we're going to do. Right, everything appears good to me. I've been through the numbers. Everything's okay. But remember, psychology is everything in this game. And you've got to be on top of that. You have to be. Don't come into this if you've not got the money to do it. Please don't do it. Don't, I mean it. Just leave it alone. Don't do it. But you can play with this system. You can play at any level you want, whatever suits your pocket, but it has to be separate from everything else. It's nothing to do with household bills or feeding the kids. It's nothing to do with that. It's just disposable income, and you're just building a pot. And just keep doing it religiously, and you'll be okay. You will be okay. Right. So, what else was there? Bet365. Restrictions. Not being able to get bets on. I think I've worked out what they do. Have you ever noticed how Bet365 comes up when I'm putting up bets? I put up horses, and I'll use this here 9 times out of 10. I'll say Bet365. And there's a reason for that. And I think what they do is they put it up. Then when you go on to get that price, if you're good, it'll say you have been restricted. So you can't get all your money on. So what I am saying to people is this. I am going to advise the prices according to the Racing Post comparison thing. And I'll tell you where the best price is. But be prepared to be knocked back by Bet365. Scoundrels. Scoundrels. They don't like it when you win. They don't like it. They restrict your account and make it difficult to offer up some kind of business approach. You can't do it with them. You can't. So what I would advise is to open a Betfair exchange or BetDAG exchange. Go on the exchanges where you are backing and pitting your wits against somebody else doing the same thing. There's a small percentage, 2.5% on winnings, but it's worth it because you know you're going to get paid out. You know you're going to get paid out. Because it's basically from them to us. And then Betfair take a percentage from everybody for having the whole operating system. That's the way it works. So that would be my advice, because I got, when I was doing the races today, I was getting miles better prices. Admittedly, they both lost, both races lost, but getting that value is so important. Getting the value is so important. But the traditional bookmakers now, many restrictions. You're not going to be able to do it. So let me just get also with this white paper, this government white paper that's going through. If we have a losing run, right, and let's say I'm playing a tenner a point. So my losing run, they would stop me from gambling, from betting in 1 month because I'd lost. They wouldn't look at the big picture. They would look at the fact that I had a losing run for 1 month and stop me from operating. So you've got to maximize your profits and the only way you can do that is, I think, is being more astute and going to Betfair Exchange and measuring up the prices that are on the regular bookmakers and bettering it on Betfair Exchange. That's what I do. That's what I do. But yeah, it's not. They're not being very. They don't like winners, do they? They don't like winners. So that's my advice to you. Exchanges, BetDAG, Betfair Exchange, gonna get your money when you win. Right, that is it. It's a lovely evening here now. We head into May. That's what we're going to do. We're going to win, hopefully, but be prepared for losses on the way. That's what happens. Right. That's it from me. More tomorrow. Cheers. Bye for now. Bye-bye.